Hi there, I'm Tracy. I'm a licensed marriage family therapist and the founder of Whole Health Counseling and the clinical director. I know I say that at the beginning of every video, but I don't know if this is the only video you're going to watch or where you started in the series. But I'm just excited about my journey as a therapist in my counseling center. Okay, part 3 on self-acceptance, self-love, and the inner critic. And right now I'm going to talk about the discomfort of getting to know these exiled parts of yourself, or even admitting that you don't like parts of yourself or you don't accept parts of yourself, because it's not always comfortable. It's not like if I do this, this is going to be an easy path. Sometimes it is and sometimes it's not. But I like to view the discomfort, it's a doorway into your soul. It's a doorway into healing. It's a path into learning. And so I look at it as an opportunity. One thing that we talk about in therapy is our window of tolerance. And the window of tolerance is that space where we can tolerate the ups and downs of the day, right? And some people have a really, big window of tolerance, and some people have a very narrow window where that's like, oh, great, I got to go on my walk. Oh, bummer, my car was broken into. Oh, great, I got a new client. Oh, bummer, a client decided to end therapy, right? I can go through these ups and downs. But when we go out of our window of tolerance into either hyper or hypoarousal, then that's when things really change. I go above my window of tolerance. I can get very irritable, very snappy. This is where people can yell and slam doors or just let it all out, emotionally dump on you. I can't take it anymore. I'm done. There's a lot of just emotive place because you're out of your window of tolerance, right? And then if you go below it, that is where people really shut down. I'm done. I'm gonna sleep. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I don't want to talk about this anymore. There's nothing else to say. I may lose complete motivation. I may go into depression, but I am shut down. Lights off. So when I talk about dealing with the discomfort of learning to love and or accept these parts of yourself, I'm talking about expanding your window of acceptance and feeling the discomfort without it being too much. One thing that you can do is look at the whole picture again. As you whole health counseling, right? It's the whole body, the whole mind, the whole story, the whole context. Everything matters. So when I start to bring in these exiled parts and talk to them or even admit them, I want to do it in increments that I can tolerate, in a space that I can tolerate. So things that you can think about, which is, how do I feel in my body? Is there tightness? Do my neck and shoulders get tight? Do I want to hunch over? Do I need a blanket to cover me up? Do I sit here and hold my neck? Do I, tap my fingers or tap my toes? Tap my toes. Right? Do I shake my feet? Do I need to get up and move around? Some people talk therapy sitting on a couch does not work for them. I have a bowl full of fidgeties because sometimes we need that. I have boxing gloves in my office. I have pillows. I have blankets. I have art material, right? Because not everybody can sit there in their body and feel these things. So when you can attune to your body, you can say, what do I need? What does my body need? Because I'm having this thought or this experience, my body is reacting this way, and then what is the feeling, right? I am finally admitting that I don't like this part of myself, and I've been trying to get rid of it. And I literally want to cry. I want to curl up in a blanket and I want to cry because I feel sad. I feel embarrassed. I feel lonely. This is just the beginning of the process. How much of that can I tolerate? Do I give myself 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes? just to sit with the feelings, but to start building faith and trust in your resilience that I will be okay. Because again, sometimes the fear of falling apart is exactly what keeps us out of self-acceptance and self-love. I can feel what? What did I learn from this feeling? What do I want to do with this feeling? And so when you go through this process over and over again, I think the tolerance starts building, right? I can handle it if my stomach gets upset or I feel a little nauseous. I can start thinking about having boundaries with myself or with other people. I can still start to feel stronger that, okay, I can manage this. So now when we talk about it, bring it out of exile, we check in with our body, we check in with what we're feeling. I want you to check into your safety net, your resources, and your relationships. Find a place where you believe healing can happen. And again, whether it's with a trusted loved one, whether it's with a therapist, whether it's with your journal or your guitar or your dog or your cat, whatever it is for you, this is the part of self-acceptance, is I am not judging any of this. I am not saying, Tracy, you're absolutely ridiculous. You're gonna get under a blanket and sit there and cry like a little baby? Like, really? Yeah, I am. That's exactly what I'm going to do. But if my inner critic and my judgmental self comes in and starts judging me, I want you to look at it and I want you to say, why? Why are you saying this? Where is this coming from? Because part of acceptance is accepting the process, accepting the journey. I had some horrible things happen to me in my life, right? Some things that I feel really bad about, and I thought I was never enough. True story. Like, I was just never ever going to be enough. And I left that relationship because I didn't feel like enough. Now, I tried to bury it, I tried to avoid it, I tried to numb it, I tried to exercise it out, I tried to diet it out, I worked 2 jobs to make it go away, and it didn't. So when I finally faced the I am not enough, I had to build the discomfort. To even say those words, I literally wanted to just like crawl under a rock. But then I put the context together. What was this relationship like? Why did I feel this way? What was my coping strategy? My coping strategy was to try till I can't try anymore. And so I just said, oh, I really felt inadequate. And I can't keep trying anymore to be enough for this person. And so that feeling taught me that I actually can work in a different way. I can be a different way. I can be a different way in the world. But what I had to start accepting was, what ways am I enough that I believe in, right? So again, it's I bring this out of exile. I identify what it is. I check in with how it makes me feel in my body. What do those feelings teach me? What do I want to do with those feelings? And where is my safe place to start processing it? Now, this isn't A plus B equals C equals D and bam, we're all done. This could be up and down and around for you, but these are processes to think about. Start anywhere in the process. It's your process, but don't judge it. I know we're going to talk about the inner critic, but I'm jumping ahead, but the inner critic loves to judge. And this is a big piece of self-acceptance, which is I'm not going to judge my process, right? If I want to, start journaling and I've never journaled, I'm going to do it. If I want to go to kickboxing 5 days a week to get all this energy up, I'm going to do it. If I want to call my friend and ask them to come over and sit in the dark and just talk about it and not make eye contact, I'm going to do it. But you get the point, which is as long as you are judging yourself, you are not only exiling that part, but you're exiling the ability to build tolerance and resilience in the discomfort. And the discomfort won't always be this way. This is not permanent. Often I think people catastrophize or have dwelled on or ruminated on something so much that they actually do in their mind blow it out of proportion. The imagination, the belief has become, this is way out of proportion. There's no possible way I can handle this. Nobody can ever help me through this. Again, care, compassion, consciousness, building trust and reassurance in yourself. What would it be like for you to face a part of yourself that you do not like, or you think you don't like, or someone else doesn't like, or that you think is bad, and go, you know what? I actually can feel this. And my intention is to feel it differently. So when you're in the discomfort, it's really important that you have a way out. This is another reason people don't want to lean into the discomfort, because they can get stuck there. I have been stuck there. My hiding under the covers and crying it out, sometimes lasted a few days, right? And it needed to. I am not going to judge it, but I still had to get up. I had to take care of my child. I had to get to work. I had to walk the dog, right? It doesn't help if I'm crying everywhere I go. So I really encouraged myself, you know what? Give yourself space to feel the feels and know your way out, which is I'm gonna take a hot shower. I'm gonna let the feelings just come over me. I'm gonna let them out, which is true. And then when I get out of the shower, I'm gonna take a few deep breaths, and I'm gonna transition into making a nice meal for myself. I knew when it would end. Some people sit down with a journal for 5 minutes. Some people say, I'm gonna take an hour walk, or I'm gonna take an hour bike ride. So part of this is saying, yes, I'm gonna move into the discomfort. Yes, I'm gonna tolerate what I can tolerate. And I know where I'm gonna go afterwards. Where is my safe place? Where is my resources? Where are my people? So setting it up like this often creates a lot of reassurance of I can do this and I will be okay. And I welcome you again to think, if I can walk through the process or the doors of discomfort, I can actually change those feelings in a way that will make it more comfortable, more tolerable, and better. Again, this is a process. This could be 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, a decade. I have no idea what you're going through. These are just beginning thoughts and reflections that I offer you in your own journey towards self-acceptance and self-love. Okay, get to work. And I will see you at part 4. We're at part 4, the inner critic.